Hello everyone, it's Allie from Titan and welcome back to our channel. I have returned from a weekend away to get on into so many new products this week. Lots and lots of releases this week. We have Pokemon, Silver Tempest, Flesh and Blood Dynasty, Magic the Gathering, Brothers Wars. Pre-release weekend is this weekend. However, pre-release weekend is now almost release weekend because all stores that are WPN stores get all of their products for pre-release weekend. So we do have everything. We also have Upper Deck Series 1 Hockey coming out this week and a new Cardfight Vanguard Overdress Lyrical Booster as well, which I'm very excited for. I get their names all mixed up. To me, they're all Lyrical Monasterio 1, 2, 3. But the new Lyrical Booster for that also releases this week. So busy, busy, busy. And Bossman and I were talking what better way to kick off all of these new products previews this week than with some Brothers War collector boosters. So I do have not just a box, not just one case, but actually, I do have 2 cases to get on into here this Monday afternoon. So 12 collector boosters of the Brothers War. Originally, was just going to do a 1 case opening here on the channel, but Bossman was opening up a master case, which I believe has 36 collector boosters in it, pre-stocking for release day, having singles available online and in-store. And Bossman, out of his case, of master case, did find 2 serial numbered of the schematic artifacts, Helm of the Host and Sword of the Meek, and also one of the Shattered Glass Transformers cards. So we'll take a closer look at these when we snap into the corner. But Bossman was like, all right, let's just keep going. We ended up getting in a lot of collector boosters. So go ahead and open up 2 cases on the channel. So very excited to get on into this. This product, I will say, very exciting lore-wise. Love seeing these characters. For me, for the first time, encountering, more Urza, Mishra, Gix as well, first time on a card. So very excited about that. Very excited to see those classic characters, new characters, Saheeli, Teferi, see what they're up to. And also, the Transformer cards, I will admit, when they were announced, I was like, that's kind of weird, but they have really cool art, so I'm excited to see those here in the collector boosters as well. So yes, very, very curious to see what we can find here. Is this going to be yay, or is it going to be a flop? We'll go ahead and find out. 12 collector boosters is a lot. So let's just go ahead and get on into it here by snapping us into the corner. And yes, what an extended intro. But you guys, I'm not lying when I'm saying there's so much coming out this week. It's nuts. Pokemon, Magic, Flesh and Blood, Hockey, Vanguard next week as well. I think we have the Into the Spider-Verse set from Upper Deck for the Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie. Also the new Final Fantasy. Should be pre-release weekend for that next week, so the kits will be coming in, etc. So yes, busy, busy, busy November. And then there'll be the week of Thanksgiving, which will probably be pretty quiet. And then afterwards, December, lots of sports and non-sports products on the schedule for December rather. We'll see, though. I have a feeling a lot of them will be delayed, so might be quiet next month, but definitely November is not here to play. November is ready to be like, all right, open stuff on up, Allie. Get ready, get ready. So yes, we do have a bunch of collector boosters. I really like the green theme. I wore white today because I thought, I was thinking artifacts. I was thinking it'd be like more brown, and then it's just like this nice forest green color. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll do my eyeshadow green instead of brown, but I love the color scheme. I don't know why I just assumed the packaging would be like brown. I think it's because I've seen some of the schematic artifacts and I just assumed like it would look like that. So I've cracked open the first collector booster, but I said we'd take a look at these cards and then I forgot. But yes, Bossman had pulled 2 of these serial numbered cards to 500. Helm of the Host here, 126 out of 500. And then Sword of the Meek, 438 out of 500. So I really like those schematic designs. Then, here we have Flame War, Brash Veteran. Yeah, Flame War, Streetwise Operative on that Shattered Glass foil. I like how the transform is called More Than Meets the Eye. I just think that's super neat. At first I was like, stop with all these crossovers. And then when the crossovers come out, I'm like, I guess they're kind of cool. So, even though I'm personally not, I've never really been into Transformers. Like, they're cool, but, like, I don't know anything about Transformer lore. I know a few names, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. I saw the first Michael Bay movie a long, long time ago, but that was it. I remember seeing it in theaters and being confused because I was like, I don't know what Transformers are all about. So I'm just like, oh, robots! Oh, but now he's not a robot anymore. So, but I know a lot of people are big Transformers fans, so. It's a little weird that it's just in Brothers War, but I guess, you know, they're vehicles. It's an artifact. You put it in the artifact base set. I guess it makes sense, but... Anyways, here we go. Probably going to have to go a little bit more quickly than normal, just because we have a lot to get into here today. Perennial Behemoth. Fade from History. Oh, look at those bears. They're cute. Disciple of Kalis Nin. That is a commander card. Soul Guide Lantern. Foil. Retro artifact. Self-Assembler. We have Schematic Blackblade Reforged. Starscream Power Hungry. Is that like an image from like the animated series? So there's our first... There's our first Transformer card. We have Starscream. Urza Silex, Foil Extended Art Mythic. That's nice. And a Soldier Token. So, alright. So let me try and make our piles a little bit more neat here. So, we'll see if the Commander cards have foils. Sometimes they don't for the Extended Art. Sometimes they do. But alright. It's regular, mythic, regular, foil, mythic, foil. Not that. Alright. These for schematic. Already have to move these. We can put our Transformer cards up there. Alright, work in progress as always. As we get through the first collector booster, I'm sure there'll be a lot of adjusting on our piles. But I do like the mech basics. I think they look really cool. We have Urza, Prince of Krug, foil. Teresian Mindbreaker. Kayla's Music Box. Sigil of Valor. We have Self-Assembler. Howling Mine. Jetfire, Ingenious Scientist. Underground River. Ooh, pretty. Borderless foil. And the Thopter token. All right. I believe outside of the collector boosters, I believe you can get a Transformer card in the bundle. Otherwise, they are here in the collector boosters. Tyrants of Care Ridges, foil. In the Trenches, Extended Arts Mythic. Urza, Chief Artificer, Commander Mythic. Mishra's Bauble, foil. That's a schematic. That one is pretty. Ooh, I like it. And a Soul Guide Lantern, Precursor Golem, schematic. Ooh, I think I've been mixing up my piles a little bit. Oh, look at that. We have Flame War, a Brash Veteran, non-foil. Scrap Trawler, schematic, foil. And the Bear token. All right, so I think the Self-Assembler. This was a schematic uncommon. Those are... Right, so those are regular ones. So they remind me of the... What are they called? Blueprints? No, the sketch versions. The sketch versions of the showcase cards in Modern Horizons 2 had this look to them as well. So they are neat. I do like them. So let me... Alright, I think... Ooh, I do want these piles, though. Alright, so first and foremost, we're going to have to scoot these over. So definitely good call not having the box out, because we'll need the space. Alright. And these foils. We don't have a room for our... Oh, we don't have a room for our regular retro foil rares. Ah, we'll deal with that as the time comes. You know, pack one, I was like, oh, you know, this doesn't seem too bad, pile-wise. And then, of course, the further we go in, it's like, oh, wait, there are infinite variants in this set once again. I should have just expected it. Argoth, Sanctum of Nature. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look into that. I knew there were, like, the meld cards, but that's just straight up... Oh, okay, so the melds, they are two parts. So... That is meld. Alright, alright. Misery's Shadow. Glint Raker. Springleaf Drum. I will say, I'm noticing some of the regular retro artifacts. They're coming out of the packs with, like, gunk on them. Like, that just came off. I don't know what it was. Ivory Towers. Schematic, Phyrexian Revolver. Or Revoker, excuse me. We have Ratchet, Field Medic. Very off-centered. Hercule's Final Meditation. And the Soldier Token. There's even more variations of the Transformer cards. Alright. So if they're all going to be mythics, I don't know why I thought that was rarer than mythic. I could put them in piles. Separate piles. We don't have any regular foil mythics. That's what this section over here is being held open for. What? Mishra's Foundry Foil. Temporal Anchor. Blast Furnace Hellkites. Liquid Metal Coating. Oh no, I just smacked everything. Ivory Tower. Inspiring Statuary. RC, Sharpshooter. Kayla's Commands. And the Soldier Token. Alright, so I smacked Liquid Metal Coating into the uncommon foil pile. Alright. Now I think we have pretty decent setup here. Legions to Ashes. Hall of Tagzin. Scavenged Brawler. Burnished Heart. Schematic Foil. Soul Guide Lantern Schematic. Well of Lost Dreams. Goldbug, Humanity's Ally. Sardian Avenger. That is Foil Commander. Oh, there are Commander foils. We have to pile them off camera. There's too many piles! It is actually just straight up endless. I remember I thought we had too much going on in Zendikar Rising when we had the showcase foils and the borderless foils. And I was like, oh no, we're running out of space on the mat. If only I could go back in time. Elsewhere Flask. And be like, Allie, you need to appreciate this more. You should really appreciate this because it's just going to get crazy. Oh, the Chromatic Lantern is beautiful. Megatron Tyrant. Chromatic Lantern, regular art foil, which you don't have a pile for, and the Soldier. Alright. I think we can make room for that. I really like the retro artifacts and the schematic retro borders. Now, interestingly enough, with Southern Hobby today, distributor exclusive is what it was labeled as. Is that the truth? Well, I don't know. As used to be that you could only buy the Secret Lair playmats off the Ultra Pro website. Now distributors carry that. So, we'll see. But it's a distributor exclusive schematic Brothers War playmats variants 1 through 9. So, we ordered a bunch of those. We'll see what they look like. Unfortunately, one thing that's awkward about ordering mats is, it's like, oh, there'll be like some really cool mats. Sometimes they're hard to find, things like that. The problem is when mats go up for order, there's no pictures. There's no pictures. And typically, like, it's odd that these mats went up for order today. Typically, nice Llanowar Wastes. The mats go up for pre-order before the product itself goes up for pre-order. So, like, set announcement and then the mats, which, of course, don't have images, because otherwise they'd be spoilers for the sets. So you just have to order them blind. Ooh, Optimus Prime foil, that's neat. Mechanized Warfare. And then the Saheeli token. That's cool. So then, a lot of places just don't order mats, because it's like, we don't know if it's going to be a cool mat or not. We don't know if people are going to want it. Why would we order a bunch of mats, and then they're kind of, So a lot of places don't order them. We used to not order mats. Now I just order a couple, at least a couple of each. Tend to order more of like the stitched edge mats and whatnot, just because those do tend to be cooler looking. But not all mats are created equal. Sometimes you have really cool looking mats. Sometimes you have this cool looking card called Bonesaw. That looks sick. Helm of the Host. Nice. Schematic Mythic. Blitzwing Cruel Tormentor. Quicksilver Amulets, Schematic Foil Rare. And the soldier token. And then sometimes it's like, oh, we ordered 2 of each mat, and then there's like 1 mat that's like super sick and everyone wants it. And then it's like, oh, we only had 2, that's unfortunate. So, and then sometimes we have like Innistrad commander mats that no one's wanted ever since they came out, you know. You win some, you lose some. So those should be cool. Those should be cool. Brushlands, borderless non-foil, Artificer's Dragon, Ichor Wellspring. I remember I had to dig around all of our... What was it? Ichor Wellspring. Was that Double Masters? Regular Double Masters? Bulk? Because Pauper players locally wanted a bunch of Ichor Wellsprings. Optimus Prime, Ashnod's Altar, foil, and Spirit Token. As much as the arts, like the regular set's art looks cool, I will say I am drawn to the schematic artifacts. I really like them. Like I said, they remind me of these sketch variants from MH2, which I thought were neat. I know they weren't the most popular, but I thought they were really cool. So excited to see similar designs to that here. Maze Mind Tome. Slicer, Hired Muscle. And Slicer, High Speed Antagonist. Feldon, Aronum Excavator, Extended Arts. Foil. Alright, look at that. Like 17 minutes, we've done 1 box. Cool. Just 11 more to go, you guys. Aren't you excited? And say a good chunk of our first box was just like, oh, look at these artifacts. Oh no, I put the artifact in the wrong pile. Let me fix it. And then, oh no, I need more piles. So, Swiftfoot Boots, Jalen Tome, Ramos Dragon Engine. That's neat. Hello. Ratchet Field Mechanic, Blade Coil Serpent Extended Art Mythic Foil, and a Thopter token. I'm impressed. We had 2 Extended Art Foil Mythics here in our first box. Alrighty. So I know we have piles off camera. There is room, like between the edge of the table and the playmat, there's like room for another row. So I have our mythic artifacts, the non-foil. You guys can't even see the foil Underground River anymore because it's under my face. But the non-foil, and then the commander foils. So, all right, 1 box down. Have not seen any borderless planeswalkers. In fact, we only had 2 transformer borderless, and then the 1 foil, 1 non-foil on the lands, which are beautiful. Yeah, definitely gonna be a lot of uploads this week, and a few live streams as well. A Series 1 hockey on Wednesday will be streamed, and the Vanguard, 3 cases of that on Friday should be streamed. If for some reason the dates switch, I'll let you guys know in the Q tab. Portal Phyrexia, foil mythic. 1 with the Multiverse. Root Path Purifier. Howling Mine. Starscream, Power Hungry. Journey's Kite, or Journeyer's Kite. The Bear token. I will say it does seem odd. It seemed that way with Strixhaven as well, and like it was like a cool novelty then, but in hindsight it's super weird. That's what you're looking for out of collector boosters are cards that don't really pertain to the set. Like they're on theme here with the artifacts. We have Goldbug, Humanity's Ally, but like your Super Chase cards. Look at that! It's a token for the Transformers cards. That's neat. It's on the back of a regular Power Stone. I like that. Laserbeak, token legendary artifact creature robot, flying hexproof. But you know, out of Strixhaven, it's like, oh, we're looking for our Japanese alt-art demonic tutor. You know, just all those mystical archives cards rather than just actual like regular old Strixhaven cards. Here it's like, oh, let's try and find serial numbered cool looking artifact reprints and super fancy foil Transformer cards. It's like it's not It's not Brothers War though. It's like, yeah, it's fine. It is weird. Gixian Puppeteer. It's a lot. I will say it does also bother me that the pattern for whether it's a regular retro or a schematic retro artifact is not the same in every pack, and it's cramping my vibe here. Because I have to, like, actively look and figure out what kind of artifact it is. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't take that long once I look at it to see. Like the Ivory Tower, that's a regular. Burnished Hearts, schematic, regular, altar. Cyclonus, the Saboteur. Wormcoil Engine, foil! Ooh, schematic foil Wormcoil. That's nice, beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. And a Construct. That's a cool looking Construct. It's just a little odd that they're not... Like, why would they not be packed out in the same order? Everything else is, like, in the same order. Sometimes we have 2 extended art regulars. Instead of a regular and a mythic, but... Or a regular and a commander. I need more coffee. Too bad I'm gonna be strapped to this video for, like, an hour and a half. Awkward. Oh, I was putting tokens in the land pile. Because I didn't want to cover up the cool-looking laser beak. Whoopsies. Brushlands. Platoon Dispenser. The Archimandrites. Sigil of Valor. Chromatic Star. Oh, the Sigil was schematic. Chromatic. Keening Stone. Ratchets again. Maze Mine Tome foil. And the Zambi. Did it again. I've been looking, I haven't had a chance to read the actual stories for the set yet, but I've been seeing the different story cards. And it's like, ooh. Excited to read the events of Brothers War. It's a schematic liquid metal coating, Ichor Wellspring, Defense Grid, Slicer, Urza's Commands, Standard Art Foil, Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter, Death Bloom Ritualist, Farid, Swiftfoot Boots foil, Burnished Hearts, Sculpting Steel, Blaster, Combat DJ. He's a radio. That's cool. Urza's Workshop foil, and the Golem token. That's so cool. He transforms into like, well, usually we see them transform from like car to robot. It's like, wow, but I guess their natural state is robot, and they transform into appliances. But like those old boombox, like that's, he's a DJ. I mean, obviously, what else are you gonna make a boombox robot? Like, obviously, it has to like have something to do with music, but this is like, ew, why are you peeling? Watsy, what is this? What is wrong with my supply drop, man? Come on. Yeah, it's not showing up well on camera, but the card's peeling. How is the product expiring prior to release date? This makes no sense, dude. Come on. Come on. Taunos, Commander, Bonesaw, Millstone. Ooh, I like that. Quicksilver Amulets. Soundwave, Sonic Spy. You're also a radio! Sculpting Steel foil. I like that. I like that. Wormcoil foil we found. Would have been cool if that was numbered. The day has come that we're looking for numbered magic cards. And the day is here. I know that we've seen them in Secret Layers before. But for, like, regularly accessible stuff, man, it's weird because, like, I actively enjoy looking for numbered cards in sports and non-sports products. You know, I like to rainbow a lot of cards, sort of the Meek. Goldbug and Gix's Commands. But something about it just doesn't feel right in these kinds of cards. But the thing is, it's not like it's only available numbered. It's like, oh, it's fancy, you can get numbered ones. But you can still pull regular or regular foil versions of the cards that are numbered. So it's not like super paywall blocked. It just feels very weird. It feels very weird. But it's not just Wizards that does it. Bushira does it as well. For a while there, we were seeing sets of Weiss Schwarz that did not get the either same license agreements that they had for the original Japanese release, or whatever the issue was with Aniplex series. That appears to have been resolved as the Sword Arts Online 10th anniversary set that will be coming next year. Sword Arts was one of the properties. Sword Art Online, Perilous Vault Mythic, Fate Stay Nights, Seikino, Bunny Girl, series like that are under Aniplex for this past year and a half. Instead of having, they weren't able to get the likeness rights or the usage rights for the voice actor signatures that were printed on the Japanese cards. So in the English edition, what they did was they have like the set symbols, like a hot stamp. And then as a like, hey, sorry that it's not the same card, they were the chase, where they were the same card but numbered to 10. So like we've seen numbered cards in like booster packs and things like that. It's not, Wizards is not the first to do it. It still feels weird. It's extra weird because I feel like I'm more resistant to it in Magic, but like I'm all for it in Weiss. So it just, to me, it doesn't make sense why I like it one way and not the other way. Sarinth Great Worm, that's a nice foil mythic defines. So I don't know. I think it's neat. But I also feel like something is wrong. Prowl, Stoic Strategist, Precursor Golem. It's a foil rare. I think it has to do with... Also, as I mentioned earlier, it's weird that in the collector boosters, what we're primarily hunting are not even... It's not even Brothers War cards. It's not even cards from the set. It's just like, oh, the extra stuff they filled the set with in the booster packs that are not part of the set. But give us your money. Look at this. We have a fancy Wormcoil Engine reprint, old border, super shiny, and you might be able to find it numbered to 500. I think it's a combination of things that makes it feel weird. I'm curious for your guys' opinions on it, because I remember when this was like first announced, the serial numbered cards, across the board it seemed more of like a negative. And I feel like that probably influences my feeling about it as well. If it seems like most people don't like it, makes me feel like I shouldn't like it either. Be like, oh, if everyone thinks it's bad, it's weird. I don't know. You know how it goes. Influence, etc. So. I'm curious how things will change. I remember the new Lotus. Urza. Lord Protectors. That's cool. There's the other more meld. I think I was confused as to why there was a half card, because in the previews, when it was shown, like the Urza was announced, it showed the full meld Urza too, so I just thought he was on the back. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So it makes sense that it's the two cards together, you have to put them together. Aha. That makes a lot more sense. Goblin Charbelcher. At the ends of opening a recap here, which will probably be pretty lengthy, I'm curious what pile is going to be the largest that's not just like our regular commons, uncommons. I wonder, because it seems like we have more schematic foil rares than we have regular foil rares. I'm curious at the end of these two cases if it's going to get more balanced, if it's going to get extremely unbalanced. Ultra Magnus Tactician, Brother's End. I also find it odd that all the... I guess it's not that weird. I was gonna say, I find it odd that all the Transformer cards are mythic. And then I remember how much I complained about the Commander non-foils last set. I was like, why are there uncommons? Ew. I guess if you just make them all a higher rarity, then it's just like, oh look, you know, oh, it's fancy. Oh, we pulled another mythic in this pack, but they're all mythics. You know, I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want to be like, why are there common cards in here? Ew. And then like, all right, look, they're not common anymore. They're all mythics. Like, but they're not all mythics. They're easy to pull. Phyrexian Flash Gorger, extended art. Bonesaw was a... Phyrexian Processor. See, I can't tell if that's... I can't tell, honestly, on this one, if this is a schematic variant, because it looks very schematic-y, but also I don't see anything about it that's actual schematics. I think it's just the art. So Phyrexian Processor is number 102. It looks like the majority of the schematic variants are in the hundreds. So I'm going to put you in the pile with the schematics, but I really don't know. Not sure on that one. That one I will definitely have to double check. Adaptive Automaton. That is schematic foil. Another Saheeli emblem. We'll say, we have not found any Planeswalkers. We have not found Teferi. We have not found Saheeli. We found Waifu Ashnod. We found some Urza. We found some land borderless. But we haven't found any Planeswalkers. We are on box 3 of case 1. So about a quarter through everything here today for this video. We have a lot more going on. We'll be checking out Set Booster, checking out some Pokemon. Have a quick personal break this afternoon. Tomorrow we have a Draft Booster. We have Jumpstart. The new Jumpstart. But you know what? We'll look at it. What else are we going to do with it? It's not going to sell. May as well open it, right? Defense Grid. That is a rare. As well as a bundle tomorrow. And then Flesh and Blood case. The 3 cases of Vanguard Friday. Not sure how much Series 1 hockey will be opening on Wednesday, but that'll be Wednesday. Like I said, I'll let you guys know if anything swaps. I mean, it's all on ticket, so it should ship out today. But we'll see. We'll see. Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard. Foil rare. Drafna. March of Progress. Jalum Tome. You know, if I just put these all in one pile, I would think we could go quicker, but it goes against my principles. They need to be separate. If they're separate styles, they should be separate piles. We'll say, I was shocked that it was all here today. Bossman messaged me this morning. He's like, oh, all the magic's here. I'm like, what magic? He's like, Brothers War. I'm like, already? It's already out? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's already here? Mishra's Bauble. Oh, Gilded Lotus. Oh, neat. Hi. Starscream. And Soul Partition. So yeah, this official release day is the 18th. But this weekend, pre-release weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can pick up stuff at your local store. All your boxes that your heart desires, play in assorted events. And then you can't look at it for another week, and then, next Friday afterwards. Oh, it's regular release weekend. It's like, yeah, is it though? We've already seen this stuff, man. Thorn of Amethyst looks schematic-y. And then Cyclonus the Saboteur. Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. I am quite surprised with all the releases this week. I remember that everything stacked up. I remember that Pokemon and Flesh and Blood stacked up. Blade Coil Serpent, Foil Mythic. But, I knew that it was going to be pre-release weekend, but still odd how it all just right at the same time. I think Blaster Combat DJ is my favorite Transformer. He's a boombox. I think I'm going to pick him as my favorite. More than meets the eye is the transform cost. Oh, that's good stuff. I like the flavor. I like the flavor. What are some other Hasbro properties that we'd like to see? I mean, Star Wars or like Marvel. Although I don't think they could make those in the cards because of Fanatops Upper Deck, who have the respective Star Wars and Marvel license for trading cards at the moment, of course. Flame War, Brash Veteran, Ashnod's Altar, Schematic Foil. Ashnod's cute. I should do an Ashnod cosplay. She has too much armor, that's the problem. I know that Hasbro's making the Chandra's Gauntlet, like, really expensive. I'm like, can you make Liliana's headpiece so that way I can actually complete my outfit, but, like, not have to do work except hit, like, an add to cart button on your website? Like, that's what I want. The Gauntlet's cool. It's very, very expensive. It's like, oh, but it, like, does smoke effects. It's like, yeah, I don't care, though. I would just wear it for cosplay if I had a Chandra cosplay, but I don't even have one, so I'm complaining about stuff that I really shouldn't, but, you know. It's one of my favorite activities. Provide commentary and feedback, whether it's good or bad. So then if it's a bad commentary, bad feedback commentary, it's me whining about things. You know? I do like the basics. I like how we're getting the cool... Oh, look at that! Finally, we have a Planeswalker. Hi, Saheeli. Filigree Master. Schematic. That's cool. Off screen. It's like we didn't even pull it because she doesn't get featured on the mat because it took too long for you to show up, Saheeli. Your spot is gone. You missed your reservation. Cloud Key. Starscream. Inspiring Statuary. Titania's commands. Urza's commands. Wreck Hunter. Elsewhere Flask. Sigil of Valor. Quietus Spike. I think that's the first time we've seen that one. We have Blitzwing, Cruel Tormentor, and Ashnod, the Uncaring. Then we have Ravage Token. Oh, these are cool. I'm sure there's gonna be Transformers collectors having to collect the tokens too. Our first Commander Mythic is the Ashnod, the Uncaring. Ashnod's like, Ashnod, don't care. Honey Badger. Can we give her the nickname Honey Badger? But let me make some space here, move our uncommon and our common foils out of the way. Since we have completed the first half of Case 1. It's like 40 minutes in. This video is going to go infinite, although I expected that. Tidy up our piles. And then we'll get on into... To be fair, though, half of this first half was literally just like box 1. Oh. Thankfully, we do have fiber internet now. So... It won't take hours on end for this video to upload. It'll still take hours on end for this video to export. So... I do need to just bite the bullet and figure out what computer part I can replace to make the export go faster, and then just get that. Because I uploaded the videos from Friday that I had pre-recorded Thursday nights and then uploaded. So we had fiber installed Thursday morning. And then I came in, because I left, the concert that I went to this weekend was in Atlanta, so I left at 6 a.m. on Friday and drove the whole, like, 7 hours. It ended up being, like, close to, like, 8.5 hours, because then traffic. I-75, people, like, smashing into each other. It's, like, their favorite activity on I-75. I don't know why. I don't understand it. But, so that caused extra traffic, you know. But, the second video, the Chrome Black, that was, like, what? Like, maybe, like, what? Like, 12 minutes? It took 30 seconds to upload. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's insane! That's great! So normally, a video that's like an hour and a half to like 2 hours long, like when I do like a full recorded case of like White Shorts or something, that usually takes about the same amount of time to upload, and then it's got to spend time processing. So I'm curious how long it's going to take for this video to upload. I hope it's like 15 minutes. That'd be so cool. It's like life-changing. So now if I could also not have it take 3 hours, if it's a 2-hour video, not have it take like 3 hours to export. I'm excited. I feel like this is something very not interesting to be excited about, but since it's such like an integral part of like my everyday existence, and to see that like, it's like, Oh, now I can do other things. Now I can hit publish on the video, and it's not barely on the day I said it would be because it got published at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. It's like, oh, technically it still came out on Monday, guys. Yay. I am very excited. I'm very excited to see how everything goes. So, also, we shouldn't, knock on wood, should not get stuck in Lag City. Since we have like 960 upload. For reference, we used to have 32, but most of the time we'd get like 17. That's so much more! Hell of the Host. Since when is Hell of the Host a mythic? I thought Hell of the Host was a rare out of Dominaria. Did it get upshifted to mythic, or has it always been mythic and I'm just losing it? I thought Right, Gilded Lotus is a rare, Hell of the Host is a rare. It's an expensive rare, but it's rare. Now it's a mythic. Battlefield Forge. Tyrant. Artificer. Burnished Heart. Psychosis Crawler. Starscream. Blackblade Reforged. Weren't you a mythic? You got... I don't know. I remember Mox Amber was... No, so I don't think Blackblade Reforged was a mythic either. I think I'm just confused. I'm pretty sure Mox Amber was like the mythic artifact of Dominaria. Which, did Mox Amber get reprinted in here? We haven't pulled one yet. That doesn't mean it's not here, though. If it's a mythic, we haven't pulled that many mythics. Yeah, Perilous Vault, Staff of Domination. I swear you were a rare, too. Ramos Dragon Engine, you were a mythic out of Commander 17. Helm the Host, Wormcoil Engine, Phyrexian Processor. Are the only mythics we've found yet. We've seen a lot of rares. Sometimes, though, we still do find a rare that we haven't pulled yet. The Stone Brain. Wreck Hunter. Ornithopter. Liquid Metal Coating. Ooh, Saheeli. Foil coming up. I see you. I see you. Ultra Magnus. And then Filigree Master. Borderless Foil. So, beautiful card. Now, I'm curious. Is it considered a schematic version? Because they have all the designs in the background on the Saheeli. I think the Teferi looks like that, too. I know it's a borderless, but I'm curious if it's considered borderless schematic. Or if that's, like, the only version. Because I think that's the only one that I've seen. But we know how Wizards loves their variants in 2022. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a different borderless Saheeli. To be completely honest, I'd just be like, yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well of Lost Dreams. We have Key to the City, foil. Kayla's Commands. Wondrous Crucible. They should have reprinted Crucible War in here. I feel like that could actually use a reprint. Elsewhere Flask. Inspiring Statuary. Goldbug. Mishra's Commands. And Ravage Token. More than meets the eye. Do you have to, like, do the theme when you do the effect? Like, is that required part of gameplay? I mean, I know we're not playing an unset, but... you make that, like, house rules, is that you have to do the jingle? I vote that we make Titan house rules that if you play a Transformer card and you transform it, you have to do the jingle. Man, these basics are super cool. Llanowar Wastes. Urza, Chief Artificer. Sigil of Valor. Swiftfoot Boots. Blackblade Reforged. Blaster Combat DJ. One thing I will say that I kind of like that the pull rates for the borderless cards are back to what I feel like they used to be. And we have our first Teferi. Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim. And I say kind of like it because, you know, it's always cool to pull the borderless cards, and making them harder to pull is like, man, less likely to get them. But I also feel like the borderless cards used to be something like, wow, we got a borderless land, that's super cool. And then every pack, not every pack, that's over exaggerating, but then you just pulled them all the time. You get like 4 per box, and then like they're like $2 because it's like, oh yeah, it looks cool, but like they're very easy to get. They're not actually rare, they just look rare. Or once upon a time they used to be more rare. So I kind of like that the borderless are going back to being like, oh wow, that's cool, we found a borderless card. Rather than like, oh, another borderless card, I guess, cool, more piles, huh. Self-assembler, journeyer's kite, jetfire, ingenious scientist. He's a science. He's also a plane. Oh, like, are you gonna be like a stethoscope or something? I don't know. Are you gonna be like a what kind of science tool? Be like transformed to like a little chemistry set? And like, no, he's just a plane. The title of this video could be Allie Judge's Transformer Transformations and touches cardboard. I don't think that would fit. I don't think that would fit, but if it does, I'd like to title that video, the title of this video that. It'd be fun. Another Ramos Dragon Engine this time. It's, fancy. Jetfire, Ingenious Scientist. Altar of Dementia. Is a mythic foil. Would be cool if we pulled a serial numbered card. Boss Man pulls all the cool stuff. He got the Shattered Glass foil. He got the 2 serial numbered cards. Boss Man pulled a Neon Ink out of Kamigawa off camera. And it's like, come on, the people want to see the cards. Why am I just unlucky? Portal of Phyrexia. Staff of Titania. Titania? I'm honestly not sure how to say her name. It switches. Sometimes I just say it one way, and sometimes I say it another way. But so we are going into box number 5 here of our first case. I've not found any serial numbered cards, although we do have a foil schematic worm coil engine, 3 non-foil schematic mythics, 2 foil regular retro mythics, and 4 non-foil mythics. We have 1 commander mythic Ashnod extended art foil, 3 commander foil extended arts, a Saheeli borderless in each variation, 3 borderless lands, and 1 foil borderless land. And some really cool pulls, you know, Helm of the Host. Lots of Mishra's Bubbles, which is nice. Just an uncommon. Still an uncommon. Didn't get upshifted. That's definitely something we have to worry about nowadays. Like, oh, cool! Oh, it got reprinted as a mythic. Thanks, Wizards. Can't even get my card. Megatron, Tyrant. Then we have Razorlash, Transmogrant. I don't know what a Transmogrant is. Sometimes I feel like TCG companies just make up words. Yu-Gi-Oh! For sure makes up a lot of words. So many. I would say Bushiroad does too. I feel like Wizards cards, though, like, seem normal enough that maybe I just don't know what that is. And, like, that doesn't seem real. Transmogrant doesn't seem real, but also I could just be dumb. Soundwave, Sonic Spy. We have another Ramos foil, Dragon Engine. So we have Ramos regular, and then schematic, and then schematic foil. So we have 3 Dragon Boys. He's cool. I like him. Why are you peeling? The actual cards themselves look really nice. Edges look good. We're having the weird occasional common or uncommon peeling problem. And then also, when we first started, some of the uncommon foils on the artifacts were looking a little funky. Flame War, Brash Veteran, Black Blade Reforged, Schematic Foil. Other than that, like, other than these major grievances, corners look good. Cards are looking pretty flat. They're looking pretty good. We don't have any Commander Legends issues going on in here. The centering, I've seen some cards with pretty bad centering. Overall, though, it seems like pretty normal. So that's my review of set quality. Sad that we have to do it. Soundwave Sonic Spine, Key to the City foil. Yeah, but aside from some cards, like, literally having their foil layer peel off, the set quality is pretty good. Ooh, Gix, hi! You're so cool looking. Yawgmoth Praetor. Isn't he like Phyrexian God, right? Ooh, Gilded Lotus. Jetfire and Phyrexian Processor. Alright, so that one earlier where I was like, I don't know. It looks very schematic-y. So this wheel here was a schematic part, but I was like, it could also be just a regular art. So that's what the regular art looks like. Foil, Phyrexian Processor. So my bet that it was schematic based on it being in the hundreds, card number-wise, was a good call. Big brain. Stasis Coffin. Kayla's Music Box. Bonesaw. Unwinding Clock. RC, the Sharpshooter. And Mishra's Command Foil. Fateful Handoff. Urza Silex, Extended Arts. Titania's Nature Force. Springleaf Drum Foil. Varnished Hearts. Lodestone Golem. Slicer Foil. Legion to Ashes. I wonder if we're going to have any kind of crossover. Wait, that's the regular Ashnod. That's not the Commander Ashnod. Wonder if we're going to have any crossover with the upcoming Phyrexian sets. If there's any kind of like spooky properties that Wizards has that they could do. Because like I said, I guess if you really think about it, it makes sense that the Transformers crossovers with Brother War, since it's artifact based and they're robots. So if we have stuff on like spooky Phyrexians trying to destroy the world. I know Upper Decks made Aliens sets, like, you know, the Aliens movies. I don't know if you could have some, like, spooky crossover. I feel like I'm not too up on, like, what properties Hasbro has. Like, I know, of course, you know, Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, Transformers merchandise, assorted Transformers merchandise. Other than that, honestly, off the top of my head, I don't know. Can't really think of much. We have Urza, Prince of Krug. That is the borderless foil. That's cool. So our second borderless foil, Mythic. Oh, no, you're just a rare. Ah, interesting. The Urza's... Ah, Lord Protector's the Mythic. Okay, okay. There's an Urza rare, and there's an Urza Mythic. Okay. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Rescue Retriever, Elsewhere Flask, Millstone, Scrap Trawler, Megatron, and Howling Minefoil. Hercule, Master Wizard. Yeah, Wizard, Hercule. Quite a spike. Prowl, Stoic Strategist, and Goblin Charbelcher. We've seen a lot of Goblin Charbelcher foils. The goblins enjoy belching on the channel, I suppose. Alright. Last pack of box 5. Razorlats. Terrasiari's... What? Terrasiari's Devastation. We'll see. Ivory Tower foil. I know how to read that. I can read that card. Precursor Golem. I can read that. Cyclonus. Inspiring Statuary. I like the Laserbeak. So my question is, like, Laserbeak, like, is he like an actual transformer? Is he like a pet? Because he looks like a pet bird robot. And if he is a little pet bird, I'd be a big fan of that. I'd be a big fan. But, alright, last box of our first case here. I can't believe I'm opening up 2 cases of collector boosters. Now, of course, I've opened up more cases of more expensive products before on the channel, but it still feels crazy to open up 2 cases of collector boosters on video. Still feels wild. I remember it felt crazy to open up that case of Modern Horizons 2 collector boosters, which was fun, don't get me wrong. But honestly, when I think about it, it's like I've opened up stuff that's much more expensive, but just scale-wise, this seems like big. Saheeli, Filigree Master. I will say, it's weird how few Planeswalkers we found. We found 1 Teferi and now 3 Saheelis in the entire case. I think they might have all been in the second half as well. Like I said, though, finding a lot of Mishra's Bauble. We just found another schematic foil. Quicksilver Amulet, schematic foil, and Laserbeak. But I would love, 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 love to find something fancy. 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 Give me a foil transformer. The Shattered Glass. Give me a serial numbered card. So give me number 69 of 500 on the Wormcoil Engine. Come on. Come on. Here, give me like number 420 on the Wormcoil Engine. Springleaf Drum. Cloud Key. Blitzwing. Legion of Ashes. Extended Art Foil. Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. And then again, Extended Arts. Foundry Inspector. Jalem Tome. Howling Mine. RC. Urza. Borderless foil again. Gixian Puppeteer. Mishra. Mishra, Extended Arts. That's cool. Ashna, the Uncaring. Swiftfoot Boots. Ornithopter, Charbelcher. Megatron. In the Trenches, Extended Art Mythic. Micro recap before I clean our mats a little bit prior to the next case, since we're definitely gonna have to tidy up our piles. They're looking a little wonky. Ooh, Staff of Domination. It's a mythic. Thorn of Amethyst foil. Forest Dryad token. Well, we'll check out, especially the cards that we can't see because they are off camera, like our Extended Art foil commander cards, the mythic and rares. Our borderless cards, just so we can keep track of how much we're finding per case before we start adding to our piles and then being like, oh, I don't remember if it was case 1 or case 2. So honestly, the more packs I open, like I start off pretty good remembering where stuff was, but then the more I open, the more it blends together. So, do a little check-in with what we found here in our first case prior to moving on into the second case of collector boosters. Thopter Shop. I would buy a Thopter. I would. They'd be cool to have one. Cyclonus and Scrap Trawler. Queen Kayla, Rushland, March of Progress, Chromatic Star, Talisman, Maze Mind Tome, Blaster, Combat DJ, and Hostile Negotiations. I wish that card was called Aggressive Negotiations. That's a good Star Wars meme. I call it Aggressive Negotiations. Brotherhood's End. Astral Cornucopia. I think that's the first time we've seen it. Flame War. And then Queen Kayla Extended Art Foil. And the Bear Token. Millstone Foil. Mishra's Bauble, Chromatic Lantern, Blitzwing, and the Archimandrites. There's another Commander Extended Art Foil. Only our 5th of the case. Not even 1 per box. Myrel, Shield of Argive. Arcane Proxy. You mean the 30th anniversary packs? Ha ha ha. I'm so funny. Get it? Because they're 30-year-old cards and they're proxies. Anyways, Ultra Magnus and Well of Lost Dreams. I like to think I'm funny. But early looks don't count. I know, but in general, I like to think I'm funny. Over the top. Geology Enthusiast. Oh, look, it's me. Chromatic Star. Altar of Dementia is a mythic. Were you always a mythic? Astral Cornucopia foil. I think I might have put it at a Altar of Dementia. Oh, no, we had a foil one. I did put it in the right pile. Alright, so that wraps off our first case here. We did not find any Shattered Glass foils. We did not find any serial numbered cards either. Don't know how often they're supposed to drop. I do know that I'm jealous of Boss Man for pulling 2. I do know that. I'll move these piles as well. Definitely gonna be a lot to clean up in between videos here this afternoon. Ooh. I'll move you as well. Tidy up. So, in the first case, we found 9 of the borderless Transformer card non-foils. So, we found 1 Shattered Glass. Bossman found 1. Just 1. I do believe they're pretty hard to pull. Not sure if they're as difficult as the Neon Ink Kamigawa cards, but they are pretty rare. So like I said, quite jealous that that was pulled off camera by not me. I didn't even get the experience, and I can't even watch the experience because no recording exists, which is unfortunate. We did find decent amounts of foil mythic artifacts for the regular retros and the schematic retros. Let me finish tidying up these piles and we'll take a look. I will say, although I'm not the world's largest fan of old border cards, I do like old border artifacts. Especially, I feel like the schematics hit the sweet spot for me. As I think they look better. They look like old, you know, blueprints. You know, that's, I mean, I know that's the intention, but I feel like that fits artifacts super well. So I like the old border schematics. Like, there's no regular schematics. I don't know why I'm phrasing it like that, but I really, really like the way they look. I think that design was knocked out of the park. So for our Commander Extended Arts in Case 1, we had 4 rares and 1 mythic for the foils. So not quite 1 per box, but close. For our regular retros, we had 6 mythics, non-foil, and 3 foil. For the schematics, we had 5 and 2. For our borderless cards, we had 4 lands, 1 Mishra, non-foil. The Saheeli Mythic and the foil Mythic were the only Mythics that we found. 2 Urzas for rares for foils. And then also had the 1 foil Underground River. So, hard to come by. Much harder to come by on the borderless lands than we've seen in previous sets. So like I said, I kind of like that. It makes them more rare. I feel like I really like them. I think they're neat. But they became like basically the equivalents of like a regular foil rare because they're just so easy to find. There is nothing, even though they look special, there is nothing actually special to them. So I do like that. Although I am disappointed, of course, that I don't get to see them as often since they are now harder to pull. So, alright, you can't have it both ways. So I'm happy that they're a little harder to find, which means they should actually retain value better as well. Nothing's more sad than being like, oh, look at this cool borderless foil, and it's like $1 or less. So, like I said, I want to have my cake and eat it too, but I can't. I can't. Can't have them be a dime a dozen and then complain that they're worth a dime, right? Right. That sounded smarter than I think it actually was. But anyways, here we go. Case 2. Alright, so took an hour total for case 1. Let's see what case 2 has to offer. I don't think we'll go as deep in our end of opening recap. I think we'll look at our assorted foil. I don't think we're going to go through like our regular foil rares and whatnot. I don't think that'll be necessary. Mesmeric Orb. Blitzwing. Simian Simulacrum. Not to be confused with Simian Spirit Guide. Diabolic Intent. Blast Furnace Hellkite, Self-Assembler. Millstone, Unwinding Clock. Jetfire and Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard. Misery's Shadow. Mishra. Borderless, Titania, Nature's Force, Pristine Talisman, Optimus Prime, Hero, Ramos Dragon Engine, Foil, Mythic, Regular, Autonomous Assembler, Soul Partition, Mesmeric Orb, Schematic Mythic, RC, and do have Mishra foil. That's our first Mishra foil. We had Urza, 2 Urzas in case 1. We'll say Mishra kind of looks like Tezzeret. Like hairstyle-wise, with like the goatee. I remember when the art was first revealed for Mishra, I'm like, is that Tezzeret? Alright, what's going on here? What's going on here? Why? So that's the mythic pile. I was like, I messed up my pile. Something's not right here. Fixed it. Fixed it. My commitment to my pileage is a bit obnoxious. I will acknowledge that. It's like, Allie, can you just, we've seen all the cards. Can you go to the next pack? No, wait, I'm piling. I'm piling. Hold on, guys. Hercule's Final Meditation, Perennial Behemoth, Terror Ballista, not a walking ballista, but a terror, Gold Bug, and Urza's Workshop, Commander Foil, Draconic Destiny Foil, Mechanized Warfare, Terror Ballista, Liquid Metal Coating, Gilded Lotus, Cyclonus, Over the Top. Oh my god, it's me! Still have to laugh at the card called Arcane Proxy. Rootwire Amalgam, Artificer's Dragon, Burnished Heart, Bauble, Lantern, Jetfire, and Quite a Spike. Kayla's Reconstruction, Thopter Shop, Platinum Angel. Ooh. That is the schematic mythic foil. First time seeing Platinum Angel. It's a nice find. I like finding new stuff. Cage Sun, I think, is another new one. Schematic Mythic, Slicer, and Skystrike Officer. Laserbeak. Disciple of Keyless Nin. Keys to the City, Megatron. And Runechanter's Pike foil. Arcane Proxy, foil mythic. Queen Kayla. Wire Surgeons. Bauble Schematic foil. Ichor Wellspring, regular. Quietus Spike. RC foil. Surge Engine. You mythic? Yes. And the Filigree Master. Alright, another one. Here we go, box number 8. Razorlash, Transmogrant, Millstone, Cage Sun, Lodestone Golem foil, Spirit Token. We've seen more Teferi on the Spirit tokens than we've seen actual Teferis. We've also seen more Laserbeaks than we've seen Teferis. I think we've seen more of just about everything than Teferis. We've only found one. So, to be fair, that's an exaggeration. There's still cards I don't believe we've found yet. Assorted artifacts, etc. But feels like Teferi's hard to find. Which I would imagine probably intentional. Lodestone Golem, Flame War, Veteran, and Scrap Trawler. I remember I was reading the Teferi, I'm like, alright, so we have another insane sounding Teferi. Now I know I'm not very good at Magic. The card seems good, like really good. So, curious as to how things change in Standard. Although I will say, it doesn't really seem like people care too much about Standard. Key to the City. At least locally here in the Tampa Bay area, Standard's not. Modern and Commander is where it's at here. Pauper as well. It's become really, really popular over the past year. But tried and true Modern and Commander. I don't know that there's any shop locally that fires Standard at all. I don't know that anyone wants to play Standard. Which is surprising, because I feel like Standard's kind of had a revival with the Dominaria United. And then Like I said, it seems Teferi seems nice. But again, then it's just like, oh, if Teferi's as good as I think it is, then it's like, oh, just look, another format dominated by Teferi. It's not like we've had that for a little bit. Why did I put the Tyrant Extended Art in a regular foil rare pile? That's what happens when I talk too much. I start getting confused. Yeah, Prowl, Stoic Strategist. Pursuit Vehicle, he's a cop! That's funny. Transmogrit's Crown. I don't think that's a real word. At times like this, I wish I was streaming, so I could be like, hey chat, is Transmogrit a real word? Help! Help me! Over the top. Geology Enthusiast. Semblance Anvil. Starscream, Power Hungry. Hey, it's Mox Amber! Nice! A Mox Amber foil. Love to see it. That is the schematic variation. It's nice. Scholar of New Horizons. Liquid Metal Coating. Scrap Trawler, Ratchet, and Thorn of Amethyst foil. Taunotes, foil rare. Portal of Phyrexia. I'm excited to see what's going on with the Phyrexia sets. Now, I know the title, and I've seen online other people comment on it as well. Oh, nice, Aether Flux Reservoir. It sounds very Avengers-y. So part of me is like, is there any way that we could have like some sort of like Marvel crossover? Like that's what I was trying to hint at a little bit earlier. Like, do we know if there's gonna be any kind of like crossover like we had the Transformers here? It'd be cool. I would like to see like Avengers. Because Hasbro, of course, with the Marvel Legends, is able to use the facial likeness of a lot of the actors, which I know sometimes can be an issue for Upper Deck. So I wonder if there's like a way that they could get like actual like movie Avengers. Mind's Eye, first time seeing that mythic as well. I will say, we're seeing like a different assortment of cards from the artifacts in Case 2 as opposed to Case 1. Case 1 had a lot of Raymotes. Case 2, we're seeing Cage Sun, Reservoir, Mox Amber, Mind's Eye. We're not seeing the same ones. So there are definitely cards we have not seen as often as we've seen Teferi, but we still only have one Teferi in 8 collector boosters. Which is weird. It's weird. Teferi! Teferi Senpai, we miss you. Come home. Teferi got time shifted again, but come back! Speaking of like time shifted stuff, when does Dominaria Remastered come out? Like, I really enjoyed checking out Time Spiral Remastered. That was a lot of fun. The set was really nice, too. Ooh, Sarenth Great Worm. Nice mythic. I believe at the time of filming, the Great Worm is actually the most expensive card from the set. More so than the Teferi, the Urza, and everything. Journeyer's Kite foil. So every time we pull a Great Worm, it's nice. But I feel like I remember seeing the Force of Will spoiled like the same time we were seeing Dominaria United, and then I've heard like nothing about it since. I should look into that. Why are we just like not hearing anything about that set? And then I'll probably look at it and it's like, oh, spoiler season starts tomorrow and the set comes out in like 3 weeks, and it's like, give us a break. Come on. How are we supposed to like digest? It is very much fatigue. Because like I even said, I knew Brothers War was coming this month, but when Bossman had messaged me that it's here today, I'm like, what is here? Did I forget about something? It's like, no, Brothers War is here. Another one? Again? Already? Like, I think Hasbro needs to chill. I know they had record profits this year, but at some point people run out of money. Like, yeah, y'all need to chill out, dude. Oh, but it's a card game. If you guys want to be relevant in a game, you can't stop spending money if we make new good cards that you have to buy, right? Yeah, but you're gonna make a lot. I mean, you already make a lot of people angry and they don't care, so. Like me, I'm always like begging, I want new products. And then if I'm saying like, bro, there's too much new products, it's like, yeah, that's a bit much. Stone Brain, Urza's Commands, the Devastation, Foundry Inspector, Jalum Tome, Precursor Golem, Gold Bug, Door to Nothingness. Why don't we have Bumblebee? Why is there no Bumblebee? Is like, I mean, Gold Bug is literally a bug. Like, why is there no Bumblebee? Does Bumblebee have like a different name? Like renamed Bumblebee or something? Bumblebee Gold Bug. You're like blue and gold though. You're not black and gold. Where my homie Bumblebee at, dude? I know they had made that Bumblebee movie with Haley Steinfeld, I think, a few years ago. But have they like... Did Bumblebee get canceled or something? Like, where's Bumblebee at? For me, it's like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and like Megatron. Are like Transformers I am aware of. For someone that knows nothing about Transformers. So I'm like, where is Bumblebee? Like I said, I like that DJ. The DJ's cool. He's a boombox. Why is there no Bumblebee? Have we just not pulled him yet? I mean, I know we have a lot of cards, but still. I feel like we're seeing the same ones, like, on rotation. It looks like it's Space from the animated series. Is, like, Bumblebee not alive then? Like, did Bumblebee not exist? It was, like, pre-introduction of Bumblebee? Is that why there's no Bumblebee? Or... Like I said, there's... You know, sometimes I like just having my thoughts to myself. Not, you know, sometimes I get spoiled on things and whatnot by chat as I'm going through. But sometimes moments like this where I'm like, please someone help me so I don't just rant about where's Bumblebee for the next 10 minutes and everyone in the comments are like, Allie, you're dumb. Bumblebee is blah, 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 blah. You should know this. I wish that chat was here to help. Anyways. We'll have a few streams this week. It'll be busy. But sometimes the break from chat's good. Sometimes chat is sorely missed. Hey, another worm coil. Cool. Megatron. Tokasia foil. Tokasia's Welcome, Brushland, Root Bath Purifier, Springleaf Drum, Sigil of Valor, Platinum Angel, Mythic, Starscream, and Brushland. It's only our second borderless foil lands. Only our second one. In 9 collector booster boxes. These lands are hard to find. Yay, but also... was not expecting that. Not at all. Kayla's Music Box. Bonesaw. Perennial Behemoth. Underground River. Glint Raker. Mishra's Bauble Foil. Ivory Tower. Sculpting Steel, Soundwave, and another Helm of the Host. Wow, okay. So we did find a numbered card here in box 3 of case 2. Helm of the Host, number 339 out of 500. So that makes me really want to look. All right, I was wondering, like, if it's the same assortment. Are they sequential? No, we just happened to find another Helm of the Host. So Boss Man had number 126. Here, I found number 339. Look at that. We have 1/250th of the market cornered. Yay! Helm of the Host that we don't have room for on camera because there's too many piles. What's a pile we don't add to very much? This one? I mean, I would say this one, but even the those cards get cut off. We can put it on top of our extend our mythic foils. We don't find too many of those. But of course, we'll find a bunch now that I've said, oh, we don't find many. But that's cool. Love to see another Helm of the Host. That's not number 69 of Warm Coil Engine, but we'll take another Helm of the Host. That's cool. Did find another serial numbered card. Wow. First on camera, but our third here at Titan. That is super neat. Mishra's Foundry, Gix's Commands. Stonebrain. Jalem Tome, Swiftfoot Boots, another Mox Amber. So yeah, definitely seems like, oh look at that, we have Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor, Extended Art Mythic. Like I said, as soon as I'm like, oh, we don't find many of them. There we go. Hi Gix. Bye Gix. See ya. So definitely seeing a different assortment per case on the mythic artifacts. So first was Dragon Boy. This one's Mox. Mox themed. There's a Silex. Ashnod. The Boots. Springleaf Drum. Mystic Forge. Is a mythic. Keening Stone foil. We'll say I don't remember a Mystic Forge being a mythic. Lots, again, could just be misremembering. 99% sure Helm of the Host was rarity upshifted, though. 99.9% sure Helm of the Host originally was rare. Remember, we had a ton of them back in the day. It used to be like $6. Pretty sure it's a lot more than $6 now. Blackblade Reforged, and Diabolic Intent. Alright, so that reaches our halfway point of case 2. So once again, gonna do some cleanup, tidy up our piles, because, ugh, you guys can look at them. Y'all see that they need it. But very cool there. Box 3, 9 overall, but box 3 of the case yielded the Helm of the Host. Very neat. Very neat. I wonder if we can manage to find a second here in the case. I wouldn't think so, but I'm curious if we could find another one. Would be sick to find another stained, or not stained glass, shattered glass. Stained glass was yet another version of cards in Dominaria United, of course. You all know that. We know that. There's a lot going on in that set. But shattered glass foil. Would be neat, would be neat. But yeah, we haven't found too much in terms of borderless lands. Now, we have seen more Urzas, more Mishras. We've seen borderless foils, but in terms of, like, the lands, I'm surprised with the lack of quantity on those. Surprised. Like I said, I think I'm pleasantly surprised. To be honest, I think I'm pleasantly surprised. But surprised nonetheless. No matter which way, I'm surprised. Surprised upwards, surprised downwards. Surprised funnily, surprised unfunnily. No matter which way, I'm surprised. Alright, almost done. I just have a few piles to go. I know there's infinite. I know there's infinite, but I need to fix them. They must be fixed. I need it. Alright, woo! There we go. Ah, no, I lied. There's the off-camera piles, too, that were looking a little funky. Not as bad, though. Not as funky as the regular piles. Because, of course, we don't add to the ones down here that much. That's why it's like, oh, we need more piles. Whoops. Because we just didn't encounter them right away. So, they were not as badly messed up as some of these other ones. But alright, just 3 boxes to go here. It looks like we'll probably be about 2 hours today. For our first of, like, 4 videos. And then I still have to record everything else. For tomorrow, too. Busy, busy afternoon for me. Busy, 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 busy. I mean, in theory, I don't have to record it all today, but I'd like to. That way, everything can get sorted all at once. Alrighty. Let's go. Psychosis Crawler. Ramos foil. You know, I just said, oh, we don't have Ramos in this case. We have Mox Amber, etc. And it's like, no, there you go. I wonder if he's perhaps more of one of the common mythics. We've seen a lot of Ramos Dragon Engines. Like I said, not complaining necessarily. Just quite surprised to see him so often. Cloud Key. Psychosis Crawler foil. Argoth, Sanctum of Nature. Legion to Ashes. Smelting Vats. Flask. Sigil. Well of Lost Dreams. Teething Wormlets. Interesting. Titania's Commands. Clay Champion. Urza's Workshop. Springleaf Drum, Maze Mine Tome, Ultra Magnus, and Inspiring Statuary. Foil. Ooh, this pack doesn't want to be opened. Tough pack crowd, huh? Underground River. Liberator, Urza's Battle Thopter. Adaptive Automaton, Flame War, Brash Veteran, and Hall of Tagson foil. Ashnod, Flesh Mechanist. Machinist. Something like that. Thorn of Amethyst and Ultra Magnus Tactician. Adoptive Automaton foil. Sound Partition and Saheeli, Borderless Mythic. Taunos, Commander Mythic. Door to Nothingness, Optimus Prime, and the Archmandrite. We've seen you a few times. Commander Extended Art Foil Rare. Weird that they are so few and far between, but I believe that's our second Archmandrite. Yes. And 2. Oh. Interesting development. Interesting. They're all the same so far. Case 1 and Case 2. Cityscape Leveler. Ashnod. Waifu. Mind's Eye. Ratchet. Hercule foil, Mishra's Commands, Jalem Tome, Mishra's Bauble, Aetherflux Reservoir, Taurasian Mindbreaker, Stasis Coffin. Scrap Trawler. Soundwave. And Blade Coil Serpent. Extended Art. Foil Mythic. Hostile Negotiations, Arcane Proxy, Semblance Anvil, Starscream, Gilded Lotus Foil. Alright, last pack of box 4. We've now opened up 10 collector boosters, and we have found one single Teferi. Uno Teferi. We'll be checking out a set booster box up next. So hopefully we find them there. I mean, right, there should be just the regular foils and then the borderless ones, but still odd that we've only seen one single regular foil Teferi in 10 full collector booster boxes. But we should hopefully find him in some of our other products. Like I said, we have a bundle, we have a draft booster, we have a set booster, we have a Jumpstart. I don't know if it'd be even possible to find them in Jumpstart, but some of those products are, of course, on the schedule for tomorrow, trying to spread things out a bit so it's not overwhelming. But Surge Engine foil, Ayla's Command, Right at Spike Goldbug, Battlefield Forge, Blaster and Hajar Extended Arts, Urza, or Borderless rather, I almost said Extended Arts. Borderless Urza, Door to Nothingness, Rare, Slicer, and Skystrike Officer. Awake in the Woods, Swiftfoot Boots, Psychosis Crawler, Goldbug, and Runechanter's Pike. Foil Rare. Gix's Commands, Kayla's Commands, Door to Nothingness. Another Hajar Extended Art. Interesting. Same box, I believe, as well. Duplicate Extended Art Foil Rare. Awake in the Woods Extended Arts Mythic. Psychosis Crawler. Goldbug. Simian Simulacrum, and a Soldier Token. Jalum Tome, Unwinding Clock, Quite a Spike, Brushlands, Borderless, Root Path Purifier, Thorn of Amethyst, Titania, Nature's Force. Yeah, that's a different one. Case 1, we had the Ashnod. Alrighty. So, all of our Extended Art Commander rares ended up being the exact same. Commander Extended Art foils for Mythics. So far different. We just had the one in the first case. So, don't know if we'll find another. Mesmeric Orb. Optimus Prime, Skystrike Officer. Urza, Foil Mythic. Maze Mind Tome, Megatron, and Runechanter's Pike. Lauren of the Third Path. Thopter Shop. Key to the City. Ooh, another Wormcoil Engine foil. Love to see it. Alright, last pack, box 5. Man, I can't believe there's just one more to go afterwards. Feels like time has flown by, but I can look at the recording length and see that that's actually just straight up not the case. But it doesn't feel like it's been that long. Stone Brain. Arcane Proxy. Chromatic Lantern. Optimus Prime. Alright, so last box coming on up of collector boosters for the Brothers War. They fighting. Out loud, they fighting. Alright, so last 12 packs here. And of course, we'll tidy up and we'll do a recap. I don't think we're going to look through every single pile, but we'll take a look through a good amount. Brotherhood's End, Tonos, Bonesaw. Bonesaw is such a fun name, but you think about it, it's like, ugh. Ugh. Hercule, Extended Art. Queen Kayla, Urza, Borderless. Though we're seeing a lot of Urzas, we're seeing a lot of Mishras, we're not seeing that many lands. Runechanter's Pike. Wow of Lost Dreams, foil. Blast Zone. Oh, I didn't even realize Blast Zone was reprinted. I'm sure we've seen that card before, but it didn't click in my mind. I'm like, oh, I know what Blast Zone is. Remember, my box of Japanese War of the Spark that... Oh, look at that! Another Helm of the Host. Japanese War of the Spark. I pulled the Vraska Alt-Art Foil Uncommon. Waifu Vraska. And I also pulled my foil rare of the box was Blast Zone. I remember I'd sold it. I didn't sell it. I traded it. It was $21. And we had an open box in store for packs of War of the Spark. They're $7 back for the Japanese. And I traded... I bullied Bossman into letting me trade my Blast Zone foil, Japanese foil, for 3 more packs. They were not good. They were dud packs. But yeah, I was on the hunt. I was on the hunt for that foil Lily. That, man, I always was like, one day I'll get it. And then every time I look, it just keeps going up and up and up and up in price. Beautiful card, Yoshitaka mono art. But still, man, like, I can go get a lot of Yoshitaka mono art out of the Final Fantasy TCG. I can. Very easily. Very easily. But they're not a Magic Final Fantasy crossover. You know? Root Path Purifier. Pristine Talisman. Mox Amber. Another Mox Amber. Phyrexian Revoker. That is a sketch. Showcase. Schematic version. I got there eventually. I got to the proper terminology eventually. Defense Grid. Blaster. Combat DJ. Awaken the Woods. Brotherhood's End. Cloud Key, Blaster, Combat DJ, and Sculpting Steel foil. Why do I feel like we haven't seen a Sculpting Steel? Again, I could have just talked over it, but regular foil Sculpting Steel, I don't think that's something we've seen already. Titania, Voice of Gaia. Now, I don't think we've seen this Titania before, so that's neat. Ichor Wellspring, Well of Lost Dreams, Slicer, and Mishra, Commander, Mythic. Nice. Mishra, Eminent One. Battlefield Forge, Llanowar Wastes, Woodcaller Automaton, Bonesaw, Platinum Angel, Misery's Shadow, Gix's Commands, Gixian Puppeteer, Psychosis Crawler, and the Stasis Coffin. Mechanized Warfare. Maze Mind Tome, Jetfire, Aetherflux Reservoir Foil. All right, pack number 144. Pack number 144 here of collector boosters today. What are we going to end off with here? You going to go out with a bang, or are you going to go out with a sizzle? A little sizzle. Alright, so we have Swiftfoot Boots, Journeyer's Kite, Ratchets, Field Medic, and Fateful Handoff. Standard Art Foil and a Saheeli emblem. So alright, that wraps off 2 full regular cases. I couldn't even imagine opening up 2 master cases. That'd be 12 individual cases. So we opened 2 cases of collector boosters here of Brothers War. We did find 1 serial numbered card. We found Helm of the Host. Number 2500, of course. So that was pretty neat. Did not find any of the stained, or not stained glass, shattered glass. Did not find any shattered glass versions. No foil of the borderless Transformers. But alright, let me remove the piles we're not going to recap. Let me remove those piles. Then we'll take a look through everything that we found that remains on screen, of course. So let me speed up the pace. I think we'll primarily focus on foils, the more interesting pulls. I really like the schematic cards. I don't personally know that it was necessary to have schematic and regular, although I do understand that people do enjoy the old border. Some people enjoy building decks featuring old border cards entirely. Some people have just different preferences, like Box in store, who helps us with our Magic TCG, wants his whole deck in just Russian foil. So I know there's people that like having themes, so I understand why there's 2 versions, although I don't really know that we needed both, to be honest. I don't know that we needed both, but I do like that there are options. I prefer the schematic ones, by far. Really enjoy the schematic ones by far. I feel they fit the old border style. They look like rustic and just like ancient parchment. I don't think we're going to go through our regular rares for the artifacts, but just very overall, really like what we found. I think the cards in general, both versions look great. I just feel like the schematic versions fit so much nicer. That's just my personal preference. I'm curious, do you guys like the schematic or the regular retro artifacts better? Let me know in the comments below. As I mentioned, as we were going through, very difficult to get the borderless lands in foil. Not much on the mythic fronts. Where do we have that Saheeli? Where did she go? So yeah, for the mythics, schematic mythics, we just had 2 Saheeli non-foils and 1 foil. But alright, so let's go ahead and get onto your recap here. Starting off with our borderless cards, because they're covered up by my big fat head down here. Did have the 1 Saheeli Filigree Master foil and 2 non-foil. For our rare borderless, we had a Brushland and a Battlefield Forge, 2 Urzas, and 1 Mishra. Oh, and an Underground River. I was like, I don't think that's it. Yeah, so we had 3 and 3. 3 lands, 3 of our legendary characters here. Mishra, Urza. And then for our others, we did end up with just 2 Mishra non-foils, 2 Urzas. Then we did have more lands and in non-foil. So as we were going through, it definitely felt like we were not pulling as many of the borderless foil lands, although at the end of both cases, we ended up with them being equal. And then we did find less as opposed to the lands, although there's more lands than there are creatures. So I suppose that makes sense there. So still a little odd on our partitioning of foils for the borderless rares, but I do like those lands, so nice to see them, I suppose, a little bit more scarce. Then for our foil mythics, we'll just pan through these. Some popped up a little more common than others. We did have a Saheeli there. There's our single Teferi. Urza, Lord Protector. I think we had 2 Urzas for foils. Yes, 2 foil Urzas. 1 Seventh Great Worm. Lots of Awake in the Woods. We saw that mythic quite often in foil. But yeah, just the 1 Teferi in the entirety of 2 cases. The 1 Gix foil as well. So, interesting to see that. For our schematic foil artifacts, for the rares, and through these. Also some really nice cards in the uncommons. Of course, Mishra's Bauble stands out to me as a very, very nice uncommon. Honestly surprised it was not upshifted to rare. But we did find a good amounts of Mishra's Baubles in both foil and non-foil varieties for the regular and the schematic artifacts. So for schematic foils, we did end up with 2 Worm Coils, 2 Ramos, a Platinum Angel, and a Mox Amber. So look at that little sandwich there. So 6 total schematic foil artifact mythics. And then for the non-foils, did have Mox Amber there, Platinum Angel, Reservoir, Caged Sun, Staff of Domination, Ramos, Processor, Helm of the Host, Mystic Forge, Mind's Eye, Perilous Vaults. Good variety there. And then for our regular arts, we did have 7. So 1 more regular foil mythic than the schematic. Perilous Vault, Altar of Dementia, 2 Processors, a Ramos, Helm of the Host, and Aetherflux Reservoir. Then for our non-foil mythics, Mox Amber really showed up for us in case number 2. Helm of the Host, we found a lot of Helm of the Hosts. Of course, we can't forget to take a look at our stamped Helm of the Host, number 339 out of 500. Bossman also pulled a numbered Helm of the Host. So crazy that we have 2 out of the 500, because they're not easy to find. So here on camera, we found 1 in every other case. Don't know if that's a consistent pattern. Don't know if we beat the odds, if we were under the odds. But the card's numbered to 500. It's not like this is a small set. It's not like there's not many artifacts in here. The number of 500. I feel like this really helps put into perspective how many collector boosters of this product exist. If, let's say, it is approximately 1 in 2 cases. So every 12 boxes, you find 1 of, well, Sword of the Meek. That Bossman also found that was stamped as a rare. So are there numbered cards, I'm assuming, of all the rares and mythics at least? All numbered to 500? And you find 1 of the cards numbered to 500, of which there are what, like maybe like 20? Times 500? Times 12? There's a lot out there. A lot out there. Anyways, for our regular retro artifact foils, the rares, let's pan through these as well. Gilded Lotus, it's nice to see. I just really like the art on Gilded Lotus. I just really like the way it looks. I've always liked that card since, I thought that was a scrape, but it's the shine on the Astral Cornucopia. I thought the card was scraped. I was like, oh, hold on, let's go back to that. But no, it's just in the art design. Chromatic Lantern as well is a nice rare. We found a good amount of non-foil lanterns too. For the Transformer cards, I actually really like the two different art styles. Where it looks, they remind me of like Weiss cards with the animated series. And then this here looks like new art. Volta Creation artist here. I like the way these look. I think these look really cool. They look really cool. Too bad we didn't find a foil, but I really like the art on those. So we did actually find a good amount of the Transformers cards. We were finding a couple per box. So if you're just watching this video because you're like, should I just buy the singles online or should I just get a box and, you know, just try and pull some cool cards? I mean, you will get several Transformer cards per box. Not too many of these, but regular and then the foil of the original design. You'll find a good amount. So we had one Great Worm here. I think we just had the one borderless Great Worm, or extended arts rather. Yeah, one extended art Great Worm. Did we find a foil? Unfortunately did not find a foil, but we did find the foil gigs there. So we had one regular foil Great Worm, one extended art Great Worm. For Commander Mythics, we had Ashnod, Titania, and Mishra. So for the Commander extended art foil Mythics. And then for the Commander Mythics in general. So Urza, Taunos, and Rootpath, Purifier are ones we did not find in foil. Doesn't look like there's too many of those in the set. Then for the rares, interestingly enough, we had the exact same ones. Exact same ones across the cases. 2 Sardian Avengers, 2 Urza's Workshop, and 2 Archimandrites. Which is interesting to see. And I think I accidentally skipped over this foil pile because it looks too neat and pretty. So let's pan through our regular extended art foil rares. Which, again, I do feel like we saw some more often than others. Remember, we saw repeats of certain extended art foil rares even within the same box. Which was a little odd. But, like I said throughout the video, I feel like it's getting a little bit awkward with collector boosters. Because I like the designs, I like extended arts, I like borderless, I like foil, I like shiny cardboard. I am an addict for shiny cardboard. But nowadays, most of the time, I feel like we're opening up collector boosters. We're looking for the cards that are not even in the set. Like, yes, there's good cards in the set. We're looking for, like, the extraneous artifact cards numbered to 500. We're looking for them in cool foils, rather than we're looking for the Great Worm. We're looking for Urza, we're looking for Teferi. But I feel like our primary desire lines in this row of cards that fit with the set, but are not actually part of the set. Just like Strixhaven with the Mystical Archives. It's like, oh, look at these cool reprints versus like, look at these cool new cards. Like, yeah, there are cool new cards, but no one's opening collector boosters for regular cards. People are opening collector boosters for their alt arts and things like that. It's weird. It is weird. I don't know if it's just necessarily it's overshadowing the regular set. Or if Wizards is not confident in their set, so they're like, let's just throw in some extra stuff so that people are going to buy it regardless. I don't know. I feel it's getting weird. It's getting weird because we're seeing this, I feel, more often. You know, because, like, you know, Strixhaven, obviously, Mystical Archives were a hit. So it's like, all right, let's do these artifacts. And then what's going to be next? What's going to be next? I mean, Dominaria United, it was cool that we had the Legends cards. But it seems like things are being thrown in to newer releases that don't. Like, you can excuse it, like, you know, like I said, you know, oh, well, they're robots, they're Transformers, they're robots, and it's an artifact set, the Brothers War, because there's the Affinity artifacts, oh, look, but, like, if you deleted this part that was just added, does this really fit with the theme? I don't know that it does. I mean, you throw in these cards. They're cool. I like them. It's just making me ask some questions that I don't necessarily like it. Like these questions. It's making me feel a little bit weird. So let me know your guys' thoughts on the sets. Obviously, I enjoy the set. I'm curious because I've read like the story cards and the flavor text. Haven't had a chance to just sit down and read the story. But I can put together pieces of things looking at the cards, of course, as we went through this opening. You know, I like I said, I really enjoy this. I'm just going to call them the showcases because, yeah, they're all just old border. Yeah, we saw that with Time Spiral Remaster. We saw it with MH2. Yeah, woo, old border. But I like these a lot. You know, they're cool. I get it, why they exist. It's still weird that there's two. But twice the amount of stuff to buy, right? But, you know, so I enjoy this set. Brothers War seems like a lot of fun. Curious to see how it affects, like, current meta. Although, I don't know how it's going to change too much for Standard because I don't get to see Standard here. But curious for what cards are going to be put into, like, Legacy, put into Modern, put into, if anything new from the Commons are going to be joining Pauper, things like that. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this set affects the meta, and I feel like I'm going to get whiplash whenever Dominaria Remastered comes out. Because, like I said, I don't know, I haven't heard anything about that set since we saw Dominaria United previews, but I wouldn't be too surprised if it's like, surprise, December 1st or something ridiculous. So, it is getting to be a bit much, but I feel like the sets are doing a good job of keeping it fresh. I'm just concerned by how much extraneous stuff that has to be put into the set to still keep it fresh. That doesn't actually have to do with the regular set. The regular cards that people are supposed to be wanting from a new set. So, let me know your thoughts on all of my incoherent ramblings in the comment section down below. Happy that we did find a numbered card. Like I said, too bad we missed out on one of the Shattered Glass foils, but Bossman did pull one. Did pull the Flame War, which looks really cool. Not a character I'm familiar with. You know, like that's not an Optimus Prime or anything, but Flame War seems cool. Play card games on motorcycles. And then Bossman pulled the Sword of the Meek and the Helm of the Hose, which I have to laugh that I also pulled Helm of the Hose. So, overall, I think this was a pretty good opening. We didn't find as many worms as I wanted to, but lots of cool cards, lots of great artifacts. But yes, let me know your guys' thoughts on the sets, on the showcases, on the Transformer cards, all of it. If you have pent-up rage about Magic, if you have praise about Magic, go ahead and unleash that in the comment section down below. Curious to see what you guys think about this upcoming release. So yes, I hope that you all enjoyed the video as always. If you did, don't forget to go ahead and hit the like button. I already nagged you guys to leave comments. And of course, if you're not yet part of the Titan Cards family, love to have you join us here. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But yes, do have more Brothers War coming here this afternoon. Set booster for today, and then that'll be it. Other openings, bundle, jumpstart, and the draft booster, that'll be tomorrow. But set booster coming up next. We'll have a box of Pokemon Silver Tempest, and then finishing off with a quick Leaf Metal Draft Football. So 3 more videos this evening. None of them nearly as long as this one, so this is like a movie. This is like a Monday night movie. But yeah, so still videos to come to tonight. So let me go ahead and get out of here so I can actually record those, and hopefully they'll be up in a decent hour. But before I get on out of this video, I do have to give an extra special shout out to all of our channel members. Thank you so much, you all, for going above and beyond with your supports. Bossman and I truly do appreciate it. We have 7 Black Label fans: Andon, Bounty Hunter Breaks, Devon, Kira Soltari, MT, Stephen Olivo, and Stephen Bly. We also do have 9 Gem Mint fans: Bamboo, Butch Corby, Geriatric Geek, Jonathan Scotts, Michael C., Michael Bigelow, Scorecard Collectibles, Shinefzen, and Vanek. But thank you so much again, though, to all of our channel members, and all members do have their names shown on screen at the end of every video. But with that, those wrap things on off for me here in this one. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care, stay safe, and I hope you all join me in the next video. Bye!